So you've recently showed off the ninja and how he assassinates people. Can you talk us through exactly how that works and what sort of fine-tuning it went through?
Yeah, sure. The ninja is, just to give you a bit of background on the ninja, he's a character on the campaign map. He's one of a few different types of agents, and he's a character that you can recruit and will attack either enemy generals or potentially attack other units as well, other agents as well. So the ninja, we wanted to be a very stealthy character, and we wanted him to have a couple of routes open to him. So we wanted him to be able to assassinate, but also to be able to sabotage and have a kind of disruptive element to him. So we did quite a lot of prototyping internally in terms of the way that that played against other units. We've got the kind of rock, paper, scissors effect thing going on as well. So we tried out lots of different ways of playing him, seeing how he would play up against different agents and enemies and different armies, and yeah, we're pretty happy with him now. So.
What about other agents and counter ninja agents? What sort of other characters can we expect to find in the game?
So I can give you one, which is the Mitsuke, the secret police, which we haven't talked too much about before, but they're basically going to be a counter agent for the ninja, and every agent will have a counter agent. So the geisha will have a counter agent, and the idea is you want the player to kind of keep on their toes and also think about not only what can my agent do, but who's out to get them as well. So with the ninja, the Mitsuke was a good example. The secret police kind of coming to find your ninjas. It's kind of a nice gameplay element that really works quite well.
Okay, and can you talk about the skill tree that you showed off as well just then, and how that works?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, skill tree, huge thing in Shogun 2. You want it to, be massive and all-encompassing. It's every agent in the game has their own individual skill tree, and every general also has their own skill tree. And then we have a global skill tree as well. So the idea is that your agent will be able to specialise in certain things. So with the ninja, he can specialise in sabotage, or he can specialise in subterfuge, or he can specialise in assassination. And we want to be able to kind of specialise within that. So within that, you can kind of develop your ninja as being particularly sneaky, or you can have him being particularly good with certain types of weapons. So that's just an example of the ninja. On the global scale, we've got kind of an art system, mastery of the arts. So you kind of, instead of having technologies as we had in Empire and Napoleon, we've got these arts which are kind of learned, and there's two main paths with that. There's the way of the Bushido and the way of Chi. So you've kind of got a warrior focus and a more general campaign bonus effect focus. So I mean, that's the skill tree in a nutshell really, and we've got kind of skill trees within skill trees within skill trees. So you kind of end up with a really tight RPG style element of gameplay almost.
Now this game is obviously set only in Japan, and all the 9 factions are different Japanese clans. What are you sort of doing to mix up the way each clan feels?
Yeah, so I mean, each clan has their own kind of personality almost, and different clans will kind of favour different things. So a certain clan might favour a certain type of spear unit, for example, or they might favour cavalry, and we kind of want a lot of personality in there. And also in terms of the way that they deal with you in terms of diplomacy, there's going to be personality as well. So yeah, there's kind of a lot of variation there.
Okay, now you've upped, again, you guys seem to up the characters on screen each game, and now you're up to 56,000 players on screen at one time. What sort of network issues does that present when you're playing online?
It's not too bad actually, yeah. I mean, we've got a dedicated multiplayer team now internally who kind of just work flat out on multiplayer and getting it looking perfect. And yeah, we've got a really good system in terms of multiplayer, and it tracks all those units brilliantly. It's fine.
Okay, and can you give us a little hint as to what players can expect for the system requirements of the game?
Yeah, I think you should aim for a benchmark of Napoleon. So if your system can run Napoleon, it's likely it'll be able to run Shogun 2 as well. But it scales as well. So older machines should be able to play it. If you could run Napoleon, it should be fine. And you can scale your system specs to match the platform as well.
Cool. Now you mentioned that you've also got a new lighting system in the game. What's that about?
Yeah, so we've got a kind of a deferred rendering system, a lighting model which allows us to have 300 light sources on screen at any one time. So our graphics guys have been kind of working overtime on this and kind of getting loads of lights on screen because it looks really good on night battles. With the E3 demo, we have kind of loads of light sources on screen at any one time, and you can kind of really kind of add an extra layer of drama to the battles as well.
So back in the feudal Japan days, honour was a very big thing. How have you sort of worked that into the gameplay mechanics?
Yeah, so our generals will have an honour rating on the campaign map. So it's kind of a bit like medieval games. We had kind of an honour loyalty rating. If you had particularly dishonourable generals, then they would potentially join against you in civil war. Can't say too much about how it's going to work in Shogun in terms of that respect, but there is going to be an honor rating system, and it will have an effect on gameplay.
Okay, so one of the criticisms from previous games was that the interface was kind of not chunky, but it just took up a lot of the screen. What sort of refinements have you made this time around?
Yeah, so we've streamlined the interface a lot. We've kind of gone for tucking it away in the corners wherever possible and presenting the user with as much information as they want, really, rather than information that they don't want. So we've kind of put menus within menus, kind of hidden away in the corners, and we've tidied up the whole screen. So instead of having this big kind of chunky bar at the bottom, you've kind of got a little end turn thing on the corner, and it's all kind of nice and tidy. But the information's there if you want it, so you can kind of look at all your fleet information, agents, armies, just by clicking on the relevant buttons.
Okay, so one of the things is you can now, like, sort of as you're going around the map from the naval perspective, you can see units on the ground. Did you guys ever think about allowing naval units to engage land units?
We have thought about it, yeah. Originally, when we put the tech in there, we thought we might have land and naval troops fighting together, but we prototyped that internally, and it didn't really work. It wasn't fun. So we will. I mean, it's something that we're looking at, and if it becomes fun at any point, we will probably do it. But at the moment, we've kind of got land troop units that are there, but it's a bit misleading. So we probably won't have them in the final game. But it gives you the idea, that we can support land units and naval units together, and hopefully one day we'll be able to do something with it.
Yeah. So for Empire and Napoleon, you guys were using Steam as a way to distribute the game and all that stuff. Have you guys looked at using Steam to bring the game to Mac as well?
At the moment, that's kind of in the hands of our publishers. I think it's something we'd like to do internally. I think, obviously as a games developer, you want to make your games available to as many people as possible, but it's kind of out of our hands at the moment. But, wherever there's possibilities to do that kind of stuff, we want to do it. I mean, Steam's been brilliant for us in terms of not only getting the game out to lots of people easily, but also in terms of the multiplayer functionalities and stuff that's built into that. And it'd be great to have Mac players playing against PC players in the future, perhaps.